we struggle with being in an era where relevance sometimes means oxygen.
Mhm.
So even when you know that you're in a space that is stifling you, you stay with it because you're afraid that if you step away, um, you will lose that which makes people love you.
Yeah.
And I feel it's a huge misconception.
Yeah.
Is this new Adomaa in control of herself? And if yes, what does this control look like?
To a very large extent, yes, this new Adomaa is in control. But at the same time, I have to say, I haven't figured it all out. I mean,
But that's
I'm
life.
still
You shouldn't ever figure it all out.
exactly.
You
I'm
should go
still
with it.
there's still things that are going to knock me down. I'm still going to have to figure out myself. But after everything that I have gone through to get here, there is a lot more control. There's a lot more I am aware of about myself. There's a lot more that I am certain and, sure of. I there's a lot that I feel inside. It's not about relevance anymore. That part is nice, but I'm not thriving on it. I mean, if nobody, like this project, for example, the Becoming Adomaa EP, I knew that it's not a commercial project. I knew it's not something that will, be played on the radio stations, but I still put everything I had. It's the best version of me that I have ever put out. I hadn't even had a proper version of me, to be honest. But
Up until now.
up until now, exactly. But I put it out and I'm very proud of it. And I know it's not going to, it hasn't done, shattered billboards and no. But it's specifically for the people who get it. And even if it's just 10 people that get it, I'm okay with the 10.
Even if it's just
I
10
don't need the
people,
world. I don't
10
need the world.
people,
Yeah.
10 people's lives
Yes.
that the messaging helps and saves.
Helps and saves, yes.
You're okay with it?
Yes, I'm very okay with it. It doesn't have to be 1,000. It doesn't have to be 10 million.
But I tell you
I'm
what,
okay with it, yeah.
multiply effect. If you can change 10 people's perceptions of what it is that they don't know they're going through because it kind of mirrors what you've been through and they're listening, they galvanize their own personal power and control to then help another 10.
Yeah.
And that 10 will help another 10. So you don't need to change 100 people's lives immediately.
Yeah.
As long as you can stick with this truth.
Yeah. And maybe that will bring the relevance, the big, but even if it doesn't, that's the thing. My thing is, even if it doesn't, I feel very fulfilled where I am. And if it's going to be like this for the rest of my life, I'm actually very okay with it.
And relevance is relative.
Yes, very true.
In any
Very
case.
true.
It may be in numbers.
Yes.
It may be in impact. Or it just may be in the reality that one person sitting somewhere has watched you, heard you, and tonight they can sleep.
Yes.
And that's okay.
I think I like the impact part of it. Yeah.
Your roses hang on my wall, wilting steadily from the core.
I think Kafui called me and said, we like the stuff you're doing. Would you like to come and help us in a session, write with us? And I was like, okay. I mean, I'm pretty much down for anything if it sounds cool and no one is going to die. So that's how I got on the project.
I think that project was really fun. At that point, I had come to understand Adomaa a lot more. So, and we used to do like a lot of just sitting there creating, our play keys. She would just try to record random stuff over it. So sometimes even to work on a project, we could just go back into the bank and just, pick from the ideas and build on them. So I remember it being a lot of fun, bringing like instrumentalists like Enid, just to give it a vibe.
You see, doing this is fine, but doing the
Doing what is fine.
Eh?
Doing what is fine.
Like, but adding the
It was nice. It was a great period. Yeah.
I believe I produced 2 songs, and then I had a hand in a number of other ones. The most challenging song for me to work on, I think, was You Used to Love Me. That's the intro song. And the biggest reason it was a challenge was mental, because the reference I received for that song from Kaf and Adomaa was Listen Before I Go by Billie Eilish. And if you know Billie Eilish and her music, a lot of it's produced by Phineas, her brother Phineas. And like, I guess it made sense to Kaf and Adomaa that Adomaa's brother would work on that in the same way that Phineas worked on Billie Eilish's songs. But like, Phineas is this like genius producer. And he did some really interesting things on that song. There was a bass drop that he did in that song with a Rolly keyboard. I was just like, I tried to do a similar thing. It was challenging. Also, I do not play instruments in the way that instrumentalists would play instruments. I try and I have things in my head and then I try and find them on an instrument and I play it that way. So I'm not trained. I cannot play songs. So, you know, playing the piano for that took some time. And then trying to make it sound as ambient as possible. It got a lot less challenging when the vocals came in, but like making the music for it was a bit of a challenge.
So the writing process with Adomaa was quite interesting because every song was different. I don't know what the titles are anymore, but I know the first one we wrote, I don't know if it was Circus, that's what it was called at the time. That was very much Adomaa and her like crazy melodies, just throwing that out there and me trying to put lyrics on it, and she would, you know, we would shape it. So it was a push and pull kind of situation, and that went really well. But for Crash actually went beyond the session. We wrote part of it in her house, and that was just pretty much, I had a melody, she said it's good. I had first verse, she said it's good. And it just went like that. And I would sing it to her and she would, you know, and if something was off, I could just tell from her face. And I would quickly switch it. And so working with Adomaa is very easy because she has such a weirdly wide range. And she has like 1 billion influences. So if you listen to her melodies, they're pretty dope. Yeah.
My hopes for this project, with regards to Adomaa, I don't think it needs to be released for my hopes to be realized. I hope that she is happy with what has been made. I don't know that I have like things that I hope for her after it has been released and reception and all of that. I just hope that the project that she's put together, she's happy with. I hope that it's a lot closer to what she imagines she sounds like and she wants to sound like. I know that's sort of been a struggle, for lack of a better word, over the years, trying to figure out what she wants to sound like, and then also trying to make sure that it sounds as good as possible. And so I'm hoping that as the project as she hears it now is what she hoped.
A few years ago, music chose me in the most unexpected way, and it thrust me into the limelight when I was absolutely not ready for it. People have had various expectations and perspectives and version of events and just thoughts and ideas of what it feels like to walk in my skin. Through all of the uncertainties, I couldn't find the words to write my own story, so I leaned very heavily on the things that they had. It's been really overwhelming and stressful and exhausting that there are times where I've come really close to taking my own life, sadly. But currently I'm still on that journey to becoming, but this time I choose music. I found the words to tell my own story, and although it's very few words, I hope that it serves as a form of comfort to soothe you when things are really tough. I hope that you find strength in your vulnerability and you never stop being. I'm still growing, I'm still evolving, I'm still learning, I'm still becoming Adomaa.
So tell me about this film.
Ooh. Okay, Becoming Adomaa, the short film. I remember when I made the decision, this was late 2019, I made the decision that, okay, I'm going to get back into music. And I went back to some of the people that I worked with, because we had split. So a few of them were willing to come back as well. And I told them, of course, we dived straight into the music making process. I had a clear idea of what I wanted it to be. I didn't know what the sound would be per se, but I knew what I wanted it to be. And I stated very early on that this project is not coming out without a film. The film part of it was very significant to me because that's what saved me. And I felt like if I hadn't had that moment where I had gone into acting, I may not have done the full circle moment to come back to music. So to be able to tell the story of my journey so far, which is what I wanted the project to be about, there had to be this one thing that played such a pivotal role. And so I decided to write the script. It's for me, the picture of it or the story of it was pretty much how it played out in my head. So everything that you watch is how it felt in my head, specifically what was going on in my head. Everything that was depicted, the concept, is how I saw things in my head. And I didn't want to have to make it literal or make it, I just wanted to tell that picture and give that picture as it was in my head. And so we made the film.
And here it is.
Yes.
Budding singer Adomaa has been on the rise, after her breakthrough with the mainstream Ghanaian music market. Her success was blamed on social media.
She's also earned the title the voice of the future with a selection of remix singers of what can hit songs. She is a true definition of a songbird. And she was to answer Midas' song. You got an amazing voice. And actually, parts of you sound like a for real. I'm telling you. This girl's got talent.
Your roses hang on my wall, wilting steadily from the core. You took back your applause, so who am I here for? Wish I did it all for me. Back when you used to love me. cameras flash as everyone sings my name. Radio play. Is this my way to fame? Could a girl like you know what deal she is? Write her story in the stars. Girl in the mirror. Mirror, mirror, I've been looking at you, look for me. I've been wondering what you see when you see me. You see me, what you see when you see me. You see me. What can I be? What can I do? What is this push? What is this pull? If you remember me for me, please lock me in a melody. What does it matter who I am? Take all of me, all and alive. Sing it to the children light. Smoking mirrors, one day you'll be beautiful. One day you'll be beautiful. Smoking mirrors, one day you'll be beautiful. To God, forever. One day you'll be beautiful. Mirror, mirror, do you see fire? Do you see smoke? Smoke, 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 smoke,
for you.
And now, for our main attraction. A very confused butterfly. Adomaa!
Be at my time, yes, I set it on fire. Watched it burn as you walked away. All alone on this merry-go-round, so dizzy. Spinning around, you throw me into a tightrope, but this isn't balancing act. The butterflies flutter by, hurl myself through the air as they say goodbye. And here I lie, and here I lie. The melody is so hard to tune, but still I try to pull in the crowd. Hold it on to fly by, but you didn't give me your hand. The butterflies flutter by, hurl myself through the air as they say goodbye. And here I lie, and here I lie, and here sick and tired, I'm not wired for this kind of life, I will not deny it. Some days I'm flying, some days I crash to the ground. The earth gives way and I sink deep underneath the applause. The thunder, the clapping, I blink, and it's all gone. No more, no more. I can't take no more, no more, no more, no more, no more, no more. I can't take no more, no more, no more, no I must go to cleanse my soul and ease my mind. Drowning in pain, no. Right here is the perfect place to breathe again. To be free, to be free, to be free. Run away, run away, run away. To a place far from where no one can find me. Utopia, my utopia. I seek hard enough, you'll find it. I'll ask if you want, you'll find it. And if you do, you'll realize heaven is right where you are. To be free, to be free, to be free. Run away, run away, run away. To a place far away where no one can find me. Utopia, my utopia, my utopia, my utopia. different places. Took a while to find my own home. Battled different voices. Dropped them out till I finally found my own. And now I dance to the pounding of my own drum. This is now who I have become. And after different faces, I can finally say, let me get it again. Let me get it again. Let me get it again.
Adomaa, as we come to the end of this very intriguing series of conversations where you exhibit your ultimate vulnerability. And vulnerability, I think, is not a weakness. I think it's a power, because you're open to the kind of judgments that you know that ultimately you will get.
Yeah.
Whether it's judgment coming from people who just don't believe you because, in fact, you portrayed everything opposite this, or really it's coming from people who, with all due respect, are uncomfortable with what you're saying, because no matter what it is and how you are saying it, they will never have the strength you have had. So judgment comes from different places, but you've kind of exposed yourself to and open to this. But I think the bigger essence being people who will smile today because you decided to release this series of very intimate conversations. What, at the end of it all, are you hoping will happen?
To the people who are watching, my biggest hope is that my willingness to be this vulnerable and to put myself under the microscope, and I don't know how it's going to be taken. I don't know what the reaction is going to be like. I can only anticipate what I hope, but I just hope that it gives people the courage to open up and talk and share their own stories, because people find power in that. I realized after putting together everything, when I sat down the very first time it was screened at Silverbird, it felt like an out-of-body therapeutic session for me. And I didn't even know that I needed that. So I can only imagine people watching it and the impact it would have on more people if they themselves are willing to do that. So I'm just hoping that it's the start of a ripple effect, that we can feel comfortable. Mental health issues are real. And I hope that it becomes something that is more commonly spoken about, so that people get the help that they need, so that we don't have more people who are actually going through it, offing themselves, and in so many other different situations that could be avoided if we would just talk about it. And for me, it's scary. I'm not going to lie, it's very scary, but there's a sense of fulfillment in knowing that, to a large extent, I feel like this is why I was here. It makes sense that I went through...
Existence has to make sense.
Yeah, it makes sense that everything I've gone through led me here so that it could be something for someone. It makes it worth it. I mean, I don't wish it on anyone, but
No.
it makes
But
it worth it.
Turning, I always say that the weakness that we experience is as strong as the cover-up for the true weakness that is within us. That weakness that we experience is as strong as the real weakness within us that we cover up. Because, when you say, oh, somebody has a weakness, you think, oh, it's just their inability to do that. But deep inside, it's their inability to even explore what causes that weakness. You know what I mean? And that inability can be the strongest emotion or action they could ever, ever, ever exhibit, because it's all a cover-up.
Yeah.
And if you cover it up hard, strong, and effective enough, you will never be saved. And that's so painfully dangerous. And particularly to our women who believe that they are in an era where they need to exhibit the ultimate superhumanism. I don't think that exists. And then, of course, depending on your industry, you want to be at the forefront. You want to carry this badge of honor, and you're breaking down inside. It's, So this is, I applaud you 100%. And I'm very happy that along the way, you've also been advocating for people to reach out to you, to ask further questions that perhaps our conversations haven't covered. And, and of course, on the videos, etc., we communicate that. Reach out to, a health professional. Like, don't think that it's something you can solve on your own. You can't always solve it on your own, right?
Yeah.
Joy, Adomaa, Ajiman. The real definition of Ghana, Niger, but that's a different conversation for another day. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, Anita.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
I don't know that I've ever had a conversation with somebody that makes me feel, I'm not sad. I'm just sad that we didn't see it. I'm not sad that you're doing this now. I'm just really sad. I mean, I'm just really sad that in all those times, none of us saw that you were suffering. And we really do owe you an apology, Adomaa. No, we do. I mean, this is what happens when you're only focusing on one side. And I can't recall interactions that we had or whatever it is, but who knows that if we were paying attention, maybe what you're saying now would either make sense or it would become clear, but none of us was paying attention. And it's important that we stop and pay attention to the signs. And this is for me personally, being your sister, your friend, being somebody who we're always joking and laughing. It's kind of like, are you checking on your loved ones the way you should? We need to pay attention.
True. So yeah, check on your loved ones.
Check on your loved ones.
Thank you, Annie.
Been to different places. Took a while to find my own home. Battle different voices. Drop them out till I finally find my own.
Oh Lord, I'm so sorry. Mama, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to swear. Governor.
Smoke was trying to piss me this early.